Hey Dan. Now that we've had a bit of practice in San Francisco, we're going to take a look at 2 more cities today. So from the Continue Search option in the opening menu, I've entered in the password that we got last time. We'll just press Start and head on in. Now going all the way to the left, we're going to take this second door first. And let's have a look around this city, see if we can find some Koopas who might be holding on to some of those stolen artifacts. There's one. And an information booth. Let's see what we can find out. Why is the Kremlin closed today? Like the sign says, bud, the cannonball from the Emperor's cannon was stolen, and we can't reopen until it gets returned. Here is a pamphlet with more information. Missing the cannonball from the Emperor's cannon. Reward $1,600. The Kremlin. The Emperor's cannon in the Kremlin is known in Russian as Tsar Pushka. It is the biggest cannon in the world with a caliber of 35 inches. Its barrel is 17.5 feet long. The cannon was cast in 1586 by Andrei Shokov, and weighs a total of 40 tons. On the barrel is a likeness of Tsar Fyodor Ivanovich. Alright, well that's a pretty good indication of where we might be, but where are these artifacts? Alright, there's a few more Koopas on this street. And I don't think I explained this last time, but what you do to collect an artifact is you stand behind that little bag there and you just jump, and it automatically goes into your inventory. What we have there is, well, looks like a sort of an onion dome. Might give you another hint about where we are. Let's ask this kid, where am I? Welcome to the home of the world's largest department store. Its Cyrillic initials spell out gum. Okay. What is this? Those onion domes are so appealing, I might start to cry. St. Basil must have been a very colorful guy. Oh, great. Alright, heading down this street, and it's a conveniently placed Koopa. What does this gentleman have to say? Oh, come here. Where am I? 100 kopecks to each ruble is the rule. All Russian children learn that in school. What is this? The central structure is 107 feet high and is surrounded by 8 other chapels. All are topped with one of those. Alright. Let's see, are there any other Koopas here? No, let's head up one street. You can sort of see on the map how there was one road that went sort of 2 levels down. Here we've got another information booth. Why is St. Basil's Cathedral closed today? Like the sign says, bud, the cathedral dome was stolen, and we can't reopen until it gets returned. Here is a pamphlet with more information. Missing the cathedral dome. Reward $2,250. Bonus $3,000. St. Basil's Cathedral. This strange and wonderful church was built in 1555 by Duke Ivan III, known as Ivan the Terrible. He ordered the church built to honor the Holy Fool, St. Basil. Holy Fool is the name for a saint in Russia. The famous onion domes were added later in the 16th century. Although the church appears to have no real design, the building was carefully built as one large chapel surrounded by 8 domed-topped chapels. Every room is painted in different patterns and colors. I don't think we've got the right spot, so I want to return the cathedral dome. Let's see what those questions are. Holy Fool means what? In Russian, it means saint. Who ordered the church built? Why, that was Ivan the Terrible. At last, the cathedral dome. We've been looking all over town. The mayor has authorized me to present you with this $2,250 reward. Thank you, and good luck finding Mario. Quite bright and colorful there, St. Basil's Cathedral. And what does this woman have to say? Russia's largest lake is called the Caspian Sea. Do you see how a lake can be a sea? I do not, but maybe that's just a question of semantics. Come here. All right, there we go. And another artifact here. Ah, that is probably the cannon they were asking about earlier. Let's see if this woman has some more information to give. When I give a tour of the Kremlin, I'd like to include that cannonball. Okay, and maybe she's a tour guide. Alright, and any other Koopas? Nothing, no one here. So we'll head up one. Move to the left, back to the Kremlin. I want to return the cannonball from the Emperor's cannon. And her questions are, whose image appears on the cannon? That would be Tsar Fyodor Ivanovich. Yes, and the cannon is the blank in the world. Heaviest, oldest, or biggest? Sometimes I remember I got a little confused because heaviest and biggest feel like they're the same thing, but they're not, technically. And it is the biggest, so there we go. We've got the cannonball back, and now we can take a tour of the Kremlin. Very good. Only one more to find, so let's head to the north, I suppose. I wonder how accurate these city layouts are to the actual cities. And what about this fellow? What does he have to say? I'm confused. 1/4 of this country is in Europe and the rest is in Asia. Alright, well, as if that wasn't a clear enough indicator, yes, we are in Moscow. We are in Russia. And come back here, you little Koopas. One thing I'd also like to point out about this game is that it is impossible for Luigi to be hurt. Not only when he's facing off against the Koopas, but also the Koopalings will be completely unable to do anything to him. They just sort of walk in front. Alright, but we'll get to that another time. Welcome, comrade. Enjoy Moscow. Alright, why don't we head over to the Globulator and find our way to Russia. So, we'll head north through Africa here. There we are. We'll head to the east a little bit, north again, and there we have Moscow, Russia, Europe. And huzzah! Yoshi has found us. Now, can we find this final artifact? There it is. Perfect. You can see how every Koopa who's carrying an artifact will have their own special sort of death animation. One explodes, one sort of crumbles apart. And there we go. Now, what's the last thing we have here? Oh, well, those look like pink ballet slippers. What does this fella have to say about it? What is this? Here's a ticket to the Bolshoi Theater. It's silly, but return that so the ballerinas can slip into their uniforms. Alright. Why is the Bolshoi Ballet closed today? Why is the Bolshoi Ballet closed today? Like the sign says, bud, the Bolshoi Ballet slipper was stolen, and we can't reopen until it gets returned. Here's a pamphlet with more information. So one pair of slippers disappears and the whole theater shuts down. Okay. Reward, $1,500 for the missing Bolshoi ballet slipper. Russian dance companies are the accepted stars of 20th century ballet. No troupe is more famous than the Bolshoi Ballet Company, founded in 1776. Alexander Gorsky, director of the Bolshoi until 1924, is one of the most important people in the ballet world. It is said he made the dances more interesting to modern audiences by introducing the idea of realism into choreography and scenery. The Bolshoi Theater was built in 1856 and seats 2,000 ballet fans. The way they phrase it makes it sound like he was in charge from the beginning until 1924? Well, I want to return the Bolshoi ballet slipper. Let's see these questions. Bolshoi is a city, a ballet troupe, and a theater, a ballet slipper, a type of stew. Well, we know it's the theater. For a type of stew, I think that's borscht they're actually trying to trick you with. And the Bolshoi Theater sells out every show, shows first-run movies, seats over 3,000, was built in 1865. Well, the only one that sort of makes sense is sells out every show. Very good. Wonderful. I would expect they would. And there's the lovely Bolshoi Ballet Theater. Alright, we've got all of the artifacts returned. We have Yoshi, so let's find our way back to the blue pipe at the beginning, all the way to the left side of this street, and head on down the pipe. Alright, very good. And we're given another password at the end here, but we're just going to press start and continue on. We'll see, we come back out of that door, and we're going to head over to this third one here, and just go right on inside. And there's a couple of Koopas immediately. Oh, 3. Very good. How about that police officer? What do they have to say? Where am I? You won't find Adobe here in Nairobi, but they do have some spectacular hotels. Okay. Why is Maasai village closed today? Like the sign says, bud, the Maasai headdress was stolen and we can't reopen until it gets returned. Here's a pamphlet with more information. Missing Maasai headdress. Reward 2,400. Of the more than 70 tribes in Africa, none are more visually well known than the Maasai. Their lives revolve around their cattle and the money they make from trading herds. But the Maasai are also famous warriors. When the male Maasai reaches the age of 15, he is initiated into the warrior group. He dyes his skin a distinctive reddish-orange with pastes from the ochre plant. His hair is tightly braided, and then it too is covered with ochre paste. As young warriors, the boys hunt with blunted arrows. Small birds are their first prey. As a reward, the birds are stuffed and tied around a frame which they wear as headdresses. Okay. Can we find some more Koopas? There's a couple more headed this way. You can also use the mini-map to, oh, there we go, to sort of time your jumps so that you'll land on another. Alright, well that could be the Maasai headdress they were looking for. Let's have a look on this level. Alright, there's one Koopa way over there to the left, as well as the little boy running around. Maybe he has some information for us. I'm not a debater, but I think it's greater that this African country is split by the equator. Yeah, he does like his rhymes. Knock me down with a feather, you found the missing Maasai headdress. Alright, so we do have that. How about you? Nothing there? Alright. Let's go into this pipe and see where it leads us in the city. And we're sort of in the middle of everything now. Alright, and there's a Koopa down one level here. Nothing. Very nice music here. Certainly. Nothing there. And what does this woman have to say? Where am I? You're in the largest city between Addis Ababa and Zanzibar. Need more info? You're in Kenya. Well, that does just sort of spell it out very directly. And what do we have here? Ah, yes, we seem to have a skull of some description. Alright, let's grab this one last Koopa that's up north here. Ooh, good choice. And what else do we have here? That looks like an elephant. What is this? That elephant's mom is pretty mad. You better return her to the national park before she comes looking. Alright, where am I? We came through Mombasa and picked our way through lions and elephants to this capital city. Alright, well they have pretty much spelled it out for us, but let's just have a quick chat with this information booth here. Why is the National Museum of Kenya closed today? Like the sign says, bud, the human skull was stolen and we can't reopen until it gets returned. Here's a pamphlet with more information. Missing the human skull. Reward $2,800, bonus $3,200. Anthropologists believe Kenya to be the birthplace of all mankind. Scientists working here have dug up some of the oldest human fossils ever found. One skull found near Lake Turkana is said to be almost 3 million years old. The plains of East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, and Ethiopia are being eagerly excavated to try and solve the mystery of where human beings first lived. Alright, well, let's make sure we've got that skull selected there. And we'll tell her, I want to return the human skull. Let's see, there's questions. Anthropologists think Kenya may be the birthplace of mankind. Why? It's not messages written on cave walls. It is very old human fossils, not the dinosaur bones or the leftover birthday cake. There's often one little funny joke in there. How old is the skull you're holding? Well, they didn't say it was this specific skull, but we're going to go with 3 million years old. Wonderful. So let's have a look here. There is the skull on display. And what's next? We have this elephant, and if you check the city map, you'll see that this sort of a zebra-looking creature there, which marks off where the National Preserve is. So let's head over. Oh yes, if you try to cross the street in the middle of the street, you'll just get honks. Yeah, so it's good that it's also teaching us proper road safety. Tired of traveling? You can sleep in the cradle of civilization in the nearby famous Rift Valley. Come back here, sir. What is this? That elephant is lucky. If she were Asian instead of African, only her brothers would grow tusks. Huh. I didn't know that. All right. So, let's ask this woman here. Why is the Nairobi National Park closed today? Like the sign says, Bud, the baby elephant was stolen and we can't reopen until it gets returned. Here's a pamphlet with more information. Missing the baby elephant. I suppose it's not a capital V on either of those, so it's just the baby elephant. Reward, $2,400. A mere 8 miles from the contemporary city of Nairobi is this authentic wildlife preserve. The park's trails open onto the undisturbed Kitengela Athi Plains to allow the animals to follow ancient migratory paths. The park is full of lions, cheetahs, rhinos, antelopes, and many other species. Since the park is completely undeveloped, it provides an amazing drive-through safari in the shadow of a modern, teeming capital city. Alright, well, we'll tell her we want to return the baby elephant, which, I mean, come on. How do you authenticate a baby elephant? It's a baby elephant. The Nairobi National Park is also an animal circus, cracker factory, an animal cracker factory. No, it is an animal preserve. And the safari park is important because it allows animals to pig out, meet and greet human beings, roam free, or vote. It is roam free. No democracy for animals. All right. And there's the Nairobi National Park. All right, we have one final item to return. I just want to ask this fella here about it. Can you tell us, what is this? I read the tribe dyes themselves red when they become warriors, and they wear those headpieces. Interesting. And what does he have to say about where we are? The British colonized Kenya in the 1880s. Its capital, Nairobi, began life as a train station. So I believe we need to go back down south. I believe, yes, one more. And then that should put us on the correct level. There we are. So we will try to return the Maasai headdress. And the Maasai make a living selling what animals? That was cattle. And what does a Maasai warrior use to dye his skin red? That is ochre paste, not okra plants. Ochre being very different. At last, the Maasai headdress. We've been looking all over town. The mayor has authorized me to present you with this $2,400 reward. Thank you, and good luck finding Mario. And there is the Maasai village with a Maasai fellow standing there, it seems. Alright, now lastly, we can do this at any point, really. But we'll head on into the Globulator, and we know that we are in Kenya, and we are in the capital city of Nairobi, so north into Africa. North again will take us to Nairobi, Kenya. One more will be Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, but we want to be there. having collected Yoshi and heading down the blue pipe. Oh, down the blue pipe. All right, very good. And that's our password to get back to this point. Let's head back on into the castle here. And you know what, I was wrong. I earlier said I thought that was Iggy. That is, in fact, Ludwig von Koopa. So we just have 2 more cities to clear before we face off against him. But we'll handle that next time. All right, Dan, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.